On the Ukraine clashes, yesterday
Yep.
you called for a full investigation, and those responsible should be held accountable. The Ukraine Interior Minister, he doesn't need to conduct an investigation in his eyes. He knows, he says he knows exactly who did it. It's members of the Svoboda political party and their leader. He has photos, videos. He said these guys were wearing T-shirts with logos on it. I mean, they weren't really hiding it. And yesterday you deplored the violence. Do you condemn it? It sounds like this is an attack.
I mean, look, I don't know if I could have been clearer yesterday. I mean, first of all, we welcome the actual vote by Ukraine's parliament on these draft constitutional amendments on decentralization. This is a key component of them continuing to fulfill their Minsk commitments. Something, frankly, we haven't. Sorry, let me finish, Michael. We haven't seen on the part of the separatists or Russia. And then, secondly, we strongly deplore the violence that took place in the aftermath of that vote. It resulted in many injuries among law enforcement authorities, and our condolences to those who were injured and killed. And we call on the government to fully investigate this. If they feel they have evidence and proof of who was at fault here,
that's what they're saying.
Then they need to, obviously, through due process, investigate this incident and hold those people accountable.
And certainly. This was in reaction to the draft amendment.
Correct.
This violence. Are you concerned
bless you.
Once the real thing gets implemented, what that could look like? And that could undermine the Minsk process overall. Not to be flip.
No, I mean, I think we have confidence in Ukraine's government and in their law enforcement agencies to be able to provide security. But, this is ultimately something for the Ukrainian people. Those who stood on the Maidan through the long winter months to make their case to the government that was then in place, that they wanted more democracy, they wanted greater economic prosperity, greater engagement with Europe. They need to stand up and speak for themselves and to make their feelings known. And we, as I said, we support fully people's right for peaceful assembly and protest. But once you have violence enter into it, then
the draft.
It changes
the problem
it.
with the draft, one more thing is.
Yeah, please.
He was able to secure that with 265. He got 265 of the vote. But to make it law, he'll need 300 eventually. Now, October elections could change, but that's a big gap. Are you worried? You congratulate him here, but aren't you worried that this thing may never happen?
Boy, Matt was trying to get me in the congressional, whip counting for the Iran deal vote, but no, I'm not. That's right.
You don't know the
So no, I was just going to say I'm certainly not going to wade into Ukrainian parliamentary vote counts. Look, this is democracy in action. It's up to the Ukrainian government to make its case. So we'll leave it to them. A couple more questions. Yes.